For the most part, the intentions that an average human being has are to have some sort of positive impact on the world and ultimately feel fulfilled. The definition of fulfillment is different for everybody, however, so this is of course rather subjective. The one key word from that sentence is positive. I personally know that I have potential beyond measure, just like the rest of us. But when I say potential, I'm not necessarily implying that this untapped potential is nothing but light. Whether we like it or not, we all have just as much potential to achieve darkness and chaos as we do to achieve greatness and light. But this dark side of me has been present on multiple occasions, and one of the main feelings I get is anger, attention-seeking, along with losing control and debating whether or not I should commit to a bad decision. I can't even describe what it is, but there will be times when I will consider punching a wall, screaming at the top of my lungs, or overpowering my dog as some sort of attempt to prove my dominance. It's almost like a craving, but rarely will I ever go about the act of doing so. These are examples for me personally, but I know others may feel the need to commit to some rather strange actions when angry as well. This is the main reason why many people are intimidated by this side of them and would rather focus on nothing but the positive aspects of life. Not only is there a dark side that lies within all of us, but there's a dark side to everything in existence. The main root of this YouTube channel that Alex and I started was, and still is, psychedelics, but our outlook on them is constantly shifting throughout every experience, and we have changed quite a bit since we started this channel in February of 2020. I'll speak on my own experiences in particular, and at that time, it was nothing but positivity and nostalgia. I had absolutely nothing to worry about, as this was like a honeymoon phase for me. A honeymoon phase that lasted until one fateful day at the beach in June of last year, in which I had experienced my first challenging trip and was forced into uncontrollable thought loops and the questioning of my own existence. I could speak for hours about the terrors of that day, but it seemed never ending. Needless to say, this trip changed me quite a bit, and showed me that even something as pristine and playful as psychedelics have a side of them that is dark beyond our capable measure, and that it can lead to chaos and mass destruction within. My trip was terrifying, but it would be quite naive of me to say that it couldn't have been far worse, and that people haven't experienced even more horrific possibilities within the realm of psychedelics, and even been at a point where they were so critical of their own identity and existence itself. The dark side of the mushroom, acid, or any psychedelic substance will leave you downright shook, questioning whether or not you should ever return. But too many people are ignorant of this dark side and don't even consider it a possibility. Not only that, but they may or may not see the pros of these experiences, as over time you will start to notice the pros outweighing the cons, as for some people this can be seen as a blessing in disguise. When I was introduced to the dark side of psychedelics, I was more humbled than ever before, and even though it took some time to integrate, my appreciation for this darkness grew exponentially. Without it, there can never be light, and the darkness is what makes the light shine even brighter. Not only that, the people will often tend to shy away from the darkness that lies within them, for they never see any value in it. The problem with that, however, is that it is called a dark side for a reason. When you feel sudden bursts of anger, pay attention to it. This side of you can be used as a weapon, you just have to use it wisely. But you're probably wondering, how can I use this weapon to my advantage? That's a great question, one that contains an answer I have yet to find, but have been seeking. For me, whenever I feel angry for whatever reason, I choose not to repress this completely natural human emotion. Instead, I'll get an adrenaline rush and then go work out, or do something that puts me in the zone, such as writing or speaking. If anyone knows what I'm talking about when I mention being in the zone, it's a feeling like no other. You'll find yourself so hyper-focused on the task at hand that time appears to go by the wayside for a moment, along with your surroundings, and it's as if reality is dissolving. It's difficult to depict this feeling and paint that picture with words, for you don't recognize it until it's gone. One person in particular who has mentioned this feeling is Kobe Bryant. If there is one person who has come closest to mastering the dark side, it is likely him. When Kobe was off the court, he was a genuine, well-spoken individual with many words of wisdom. Listening to him speak is inspiring, but if you ever got an opportunity to watch him play, it's a different story. When he is on the court, he is a killer. He said himself that, "What I am when I step on that court is, I become that. I am that killer snake." Hence the nickname, the Black Mamba. Now I know this channel doesn't have anything to do with sports, but something about the Mamba mentality has always intrigued me. The Mamba mentality is evil, yet used in the most proficient way possible. The Mamba mentality is the mindset that, if I'm in a fight with a bear, You pray for the bear, not me. If anything or anybody is in my way, I am going right through it. The Mamba mentality is the mastery of the dark side. If used correctly, motivation can spawn from anger or the freedom of any negative emotions that may include sadness, fear, hatred, or jealousy. No matter the emotion, you can't repress it, nor can you run away from it, for it will catch up to you in due time. But a warrior is not built through the light. A warrior is not built through the sunshine. A warrior is built through the struggle and through the darkness. The first step is accepting that chaos is a part of your innate being, and that there is nothing you can do to prevent emotions of negativity. Through this realization alone, I have come to the conclusion that capability is but a mere thought, for the possibilities are endless. With the possibilities being endless, anything is possible, and there truly is no barrier to what we can achieve. To get to that point though, you have to find that balance of the two sides, which can definitely be difficult. I'm not saying that you should go out seeking feelings of anger, for they will find you eventually. I am simply stating that whenever that emotion does come about, use it wisely. Don't go and punch the wall or break something in the house, but don't be afraid to let it out in some way, shape, or form. Whatever way you can think of, it is likely unique to you in some of your passions or daily activities. But if you can let these emotions out in a manner that doesn't harm anyone or anything, that is when it can become a weapon best suited to your advantage. With that being said, it's also important that you don't overuse that side and become consumed by it, for it can certainly lead to chaos. The best thing you can do is look at light and dark as yin and yang and find a way to balance the two out. Most importantly, however, don't ignore this dark side of you, as it holds power similar or even equal to that of the light. Now, not only do we fear our own dark side, but most of us often have a tendency to fear the dark, or at least to fear what's in the dark. Ever since I was a child, I've always had a fascination for the horror genre in film, and would constantly be doing research on haunted areas around me. This isn't because I was looking for trouble, but more so because I was intrigued by the thought of chaos and the possibility of demonic entities or evil spirits. I know it's weird, but I've always been into that type of stuff. Needless to say, something about the darkness has always intrigued me. The only thing is, I'm only willing to go so far nowadays before being absolutely terrified and wanting nothing to do with the dark, just like a majority of people. The main reason is because we are afraid of the unknown, and it is in the dark where our vision regresses and we are forced to look from within. Of course the dark is intimidating, and I'm not inspiring others to go and visit some abandoned house or to roam a forest at night, but the darkness can often be seen as uncharted territory. The darkness is like traveling to another country all alone. The darkness is like driving on the freeway for the first time or telling your life story to a crowd of people. As intimidating as the darkness is, we can't be ignorant of its presence, and when we're willing to explore the dark, we will more than likely come out of it both stronger and wiser. Just like with the dark side of your own, however, you can't let it consume you. You must find that balance of light and dark, comfort and discomfort, yin and yang.